all our trees.
All of
We're not
December.
gonna be trees for long.
First part.
And well, they're putting wires around them now. As we're
Yes.
speaking. Well,
You know who boozers are?
What's going on? Beaver?
And then when they clear a bunch of trees out, and those are the
I
trees that they
came
left
close
behind.
to
and this ain't that
all
much.
the
She's got
trees.
more
Hey,
pictures.
let's
She
keep on
sent
clearing
me
it
the
out.
major ones. This
I
weekend
don't
they took the tree completely
Yeah,
down.
they're destroying them, that's for sure.
See that she
Now,
Yeah, if they get a circle all the way around where there's no
she'll
bar.
have all the
trees
trees, the city trees
That's what I'm
wrapped
saying,
up
from
by
what I'm looking
tomorrow.
right there, then we have.
If they have lost them.
Even if
You won't say
Too
who.
late.
If they've opened up
Trying
the
to
cool
salvage
all the
what
way
they
around,
can.
that's it.
People
Yeah.
come
I don't know if
Yeah.
you can Band-Aid it
Yeah.
or something to get
That's what
the.
she said.
You can't save the tree if it's
I don't
Once it
know how
goes,
it
Jerry
works.
had to
Oh,
run
yes.
2 yards to get the
I'm too
wire,
honoring it.
because we didn't have any here.
But
So did that happen kind of quickly or what? Or has it been going on?
It looks
It's
fresh.
been within a
This
couple
offer, it
weeks,
won't
she
do
said,
me any
because
good
they had
when I
to
go
be down
out.
here for 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll just keep my hood up.
Get ready for winter. I
Somebody
suppose.
to beat again.
And I used to wear,
Because
So-
I'll
you
check
know,
with
when it was in the
my
fifties,
guy.
like it's been lately,
that,
I'd wear short sleeves, no
Put on
jacket,
also, Jay,
never near.
suit off,
Now, I bring out
Put
my
high sweater.
heaviest sweatshirts.
all donations. go to
And
the
like,
city.
I don't know. It's
I mean-
7. Do we have anybody on the phone?
I mean, I could, but, well,
Todd?
Todd.
Terry,
We wait, what,
don't
10
wanna
minutes? Because we don't have a quorum yet, so we'll just wait.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Who is that? Is that Justin?
Did you see Justin?
I think so.
Justin, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. You're not hearing me or what?
Well, yeah, you just kind of need to make sure that you're, unmuted and then speak, okay?
Okay.
We heard you this time though. So it's 7 o'clock.
So, Todd,
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call to order December 13th. Jim?
Here.
Justin? Justin? Mr. Okay, and, Brad?
yes.
Okay. Is there anybody else on the line besides Justin?
Todd Lickman is here.
Okay. Okay. We will review the agenda. Do we have any additions or subtractions because somebody might not be here or something?
I move to approve or to adopt the agenda.
So somebody wanted to discuss the email as,
Do you want to do that while you're not here?
well, I mean, it's an executive session item,
Okay.
likely, but I don't have any necessarily have any to discuss at this meeting, but I wanted to make sure that was not something the council wanted to do.
I have not seen it, Todd.
I think if we could have a full council or you here would be better, but I'll do whatever the council wants to do because Justin's online and you're here and Brad's here.
Yeah, I didn't receive anything. So I think it's just.
Did anybody get the email?
Yes.
Yes?
At least I know it was in that.
Yes, we got it. And Brad is here right now.
So we're only missing a minute.
Yes.
I don't know if Todd knows that. That's where I see it. So. When did Todd send that email? Todd, when did you send that email?
When was today? Yesterday?
I would.
You did good.
I didn't see what the date on either, though.
I didn't.
I didn't look at the date on it. When we sent it.
I'm guessing it was 2000.
But we had it been today or yesterday.
We do have the motion.
I did not hear it.
To approve the,
It was sent at 7:58.
okay,
Second.
We can put it, all right.
So we're gonna move that to the next meeting. Probably.
Yes. All in favor?
I'm not sure. Adopting the agenda. Todd sent out an email. He didn't know if we wanted to discuss it, but it would have to be during an executive session, and I haven't even seen the email. Have you?
Okay, we'll have it at the next meeting. I'll get I'll make sure you get, he'll make sure you get copies of
Okay, so
it.
then
She didn't get it.
Brett's abstaining. Do we have a vote from Justin?
I'll vote yay.
Okay,
And here,
To
okay,
table it.
got it.
and here.
To approve the agenda.
All right.
I'm sorry, but I haven't read the minutes either, so. Yeah.
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Do we have a second on that, or would you like a little bit more time to review the minutes?
I'm not gonna second them because I haven't read them, so I guess it'll be up to one of these two.
Okay, Justin or Brett will need a second, or we can wait a minute for you guys to finish reviewing the minutes. If you need to.
I'll second.
All in favor of approval of the minutes for November 22nd?
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. Justin, did you vote yea?
Yes.
Thank you.
I did read appropriation ordinance 1492, though. I will move to.
Second.
Okay, Tim,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
thank you. Do we have any public concerns or comments? No? Okay. Do you have any complaints?
We did. I could talk about them now if you want. So there is a paddle boat on a property. I think it's like 20 North Shore. I don't know why I did not write that down. Linda Bailey is the property owner. She said it's on city easement. And she thought that it was maybe the bait shops. I had asked Deb, but I didn't hear back from her, so I don't know. She's just wanting it removed. So I don't know. I said something to the guys, but I guess I don't know if that's, we just would like council direction.
I can contact Deb tomorrow and see if it's her paddle boat. If it's her paddle boat, I'll ask her to come get it.
I can speed you up.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not her paddle boat, and I watched her son drag that boat over to her property shore.
Okay.
We will not be removing that boat from anybody.
Okay.
I was on her property when her son drug it over.
Linda Bailey said. Gotcha.
Okay.
Her son happened to be, is now my son-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Cassidy
So-
Bailey.
Okay. Gotcha.
So then maybe we can do, maybe somebody at the lake could put it on their email and see if somebody wants to claim it. And then also, did she happen to say if it was registered at all?
It doesn't have a sticker on it, and
It's just naked.
it was barely above water when it was towed over to her property. It just needs to be taken out and thrown away.
This goes Ooh-doo.
Tim, could you tell what color it was?
I don't recall. I want to say yellow, but I don't know. Chartreuse. I don't know, Richard.
I do have a comment. The camper out there they're having some issues with it, so Deb is gonna have to have her son-in-law and son go out and move the camper that's still out there. I asked her about it last week, and she kind of chuckled and said that they can't seem to get together and coordinate. But it needs to be, I think it needs to be jumped, or unless somebody fiddled with it. But anyway, it's her intention to have it brought back to camp. In case anybody has noticed it. Which
I had somebody tell me that people are still living in it, but I don't think that's the
No.
case.
no.
There's a
that-
light on inside.
She might have left the light on so that people would notice that somebody was in there.
Yeah.
But it'll go
That
dead
makes
pretty
sense.
soon. Yeah. No, she lives in her house.
I think the person who pointed it out to me was more concerned that somebody
Might be
not affiliated with Deb.
squatting in it.
Yes.
Okay, I can talk to her about that.
That was the way it was presented. But I even at that, I don't think that there was anybody in it. I was trying to watch it for seeing if it was moving around. I saw no flickering from the television, nothing like that.
Let me to check. Okay. Okay, at this time, I would like to speak, to introduce you to Christina. And I'll let you last name because I think it's Satana. Satani. I was very close. And she was here at one of our other meetings, and she is applying for the part-time position for city marshal. She has been doing ride-alongs with, well, why don't you go ahead and talk to them, and they can ask you questions, introduce yourself, and
Alright, so I'm Christine Sakani. I've been directly involved with law enforcement only for a little over a year and a half now. I started off as a reserve deputy over at Waubonsee County Sheriff's Office. And just this last summer, they sent me to the part-time academy. So I do have my credentials, my certificate to perform in a part-time capacity. That, no necessarily law enforcement, just lots of life experience and hopefully common sense. Be able to be a presence for your town and work with you guys to make this a safe place to be in. If you have any questions, happy to answer.
You live in Maple Hill, or
I do. I have a house in.
it's my intention to hire her 90 days, do a review with the council and, and address, well, you guys can do a review, I won't be here. But that was what we thought would be a good thing, is for her to get started in a part-time position, and then the council and the mayor would review her in 90 days.
well, Christine, we definitely need some law enforcement here.
Here.
The problem that first comes to mind is, what will she drive?
Yeah, we had a pickup truck, and it was vandalized I think it was last year. And so I don't know what to tell you on that. Does she have to have an official vehicle, or can we get her decal to put on the side of our pickup truck, or what? Todd, do you have an answer for that?
Well, I mean, the only reason that would be a problem, I suppose, that for some reason I mean, you're talking about just using the one that you already have, or getting a different one?
Well, we have a pickup truck that doesn't have any decals on it that says police. The police pickup that we have was vandalized, and so it needs a new engine. Which means that if they want to use that, they would have to authorize a new engine for that pickup.
Which truck?
Well, I mean, the one that
The red
needs
one.
the engine still has decals,
The red one?
right?
The one that we use still has a decal, still looks like a cop truck, but it just needs a new engine.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'd have to, I mean, I think it has to be identifiable as a police vehicle
Okay.
used.
If I may say something,
Yes, of
I
course.
know Wabansie County Sheriff's Office is going through an upgrade on their vehicles, and so it is a possibility to work out something with the sheriff as a temporary, that's something you guys could look into, or I could look into for you.
I actually did kind of look into that, and as far as like using the county equipment, the sheriff isn't going to let us use.
What about buying?
But if he's doing an
Buying's a
upgrade,
different
buying,
story. There's one truck in particular that could come available, but it wasn't for certain. What did you say?
yeah, you're going in the right direction. Go ahead. No, you were saying that there might be one available.
Yes, there could be one available, yes, but I didn't know if that was for certain or not. And that's my only hang up in hiring someone too is we don't have a vehicle right now. And then are we on the hook for all the cameras that you told us about the last time? Like the upgrading of like
I wouldn't think so.
You might be able to find out an answer on that, but when Mr. Haskins was here one time, it's been a few years, but my details are cloudy. I thought he said that coming in the next year or two, every officer must have a camera that they wear every minute that they're on duty. And he had all of these extras that have to. It was going to be quite pricey. Do you know anything about that?
I've done a little body cam research recently, and I know we could get one that would be sufficient. I'm not aware of it being mandatory yet. Have you heard?
Is it okay if I say something?
Please do.
He's a deputy over.
Deputy Williams, Bungie 9. I live here in Eskridge.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your name.
Rick Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Thank
live here in Eskridge and wanted to be here tonight. We have body cameras, and then our vehicles also have an in-car system that records audio and video, everything that's in, front of the vehicle or whatever direction the camera's facing. As far as mandatory, it hasn't been made mandatory yet. Now I do know, big issue with Axum, which they're the ones that also own Taser, and they're pretty expensive for their storage. I mean, you can get cameras, but then you're paying them, a monthly or an annual fee for storage, and that gets pretty pricey. I'm certain that, the camera thing would be a pretty easy fix. The patrol vehicle, that sounds like something else. Unless you're going to have her do foot patrol, and it's a little chilly for that.
Or you push a car down on foot too.
And I do echo the comment about speaking with, I think it was the undersheriff, about a vehicle that, could possibly be becoming available. I know that if she were, full-time deputy, at least in the past, they've been allowed to use their take-home vehicle. Part-time, she doesn't, have that luxury. But the cameras, to answer your question, it's not mandatory yet. There hasn't been, a Kansas statute come down saying every law enforcement officer, when you're, on duty, everything's recorded. Everything is recorded, it's just not mandatory yet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good answer?
Thank
That's
you.
a good answer.
I appreciate your input.
Very long.
So then you offered to talk with it sounds like the undersheriff to see if available vehicle is for sale. I'm sure that's what they would want to do if they're upgrading. And then we could,
I have a meeting with the sheriff on Wednesday.
okay,
So if you want me to take issues and questions to him, I'd be happy to do so and get back to the council.
okay. And you're not afraid to do foot patrol, are you?
Absolutely not.
I mean, you have to get out of your vehicle to and hide behind things so that you can find people that are walking around doing mischievous things.
It is kind of hard to arrest somebody and take them in without a vehicle.
We gotta have a bike, I guess.
Yeah.
We could get you one of those, but
At least a
yes.
little motorbike with a sidecar or something. Tie the
Yeah.
item around the back or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Rick.
Just
Also-
one little caveat. As far as, patrol, we do our best to stay in Eskridge as much as possible.
I've noticed a heightened patrol. People have mentioned it and they appreciate it.
And we also stand, she's been riding with me. I'm not a training officer or anything, but she will ride, go on calls with me and stuff like that. I believe she's got good judgment, integrity, and just as, a resident here in Eskridge, I'd be pleased with her patrol. But that's just as a resident.
Well, from where I am, she's the best applicant we have, hands down. And the need is there, but we have to get our ducks in a row. We don't have a vehicle for you to, and I can't get behind hiring somebody that's just foot patrol, as you said.
To be a presence, that would take care of that part of it for you. But like I said, I would be having to reach out and call in my deputies to back me up and so.
If you get in a bad situation, I do not
Right.
want you to only be on foot. That's just
Absolutely.
insane.
Nope,
I don't,
I wouldn't recommend it. And
that's
I
not very
would recommend-
responsible of us to put you into that situation.
Like I said, I did a little research on body cams too. I'm a firm believer in body cams. I know between 100 and 200, we can get a decent one just to get us by. That we can load information to somewhere, and then look into higher end things. So that in itself isn't such a big deal.
Well, so then what
It's
I'm
protection
hearing,
for me as well as for the other people.
so Tim, what I'm hearing from you is if we can get our ducks in a row and get her a vehicle, that you think she would be a good candidate.
As I said, she's the best one that we have.
There you go. Okay.
That doesn't, that's,
So could we put this back on the agenda for the first meeting in January when she has more information on her vehicle?
Well, she might have a vehicle by then. Hopefully, if she can bring that back to us. The next meeting is December 27th. And I'll be reaching out to the undersheriff too to see if they have a vehicle and what the cost is on it, so I can get that back to the council. It's nice to know that they're interested.
thanks for coming in.
You're welcome. Did you hear from the rest of the
You need to stay to the end.
Happy to do so.
No.
You're awful dressed up. So.
If you had any other questions, like I said before Wednesday, and you want to get them to me, I'll bring them up to the sheriff. I had questions of my own because I've been doing research since the last meeting, so I kind of would be able to answer any kind of concerns or questions that I could. One concern that I have, and this is just a matter of for how part-time versus full-time law enforcement works in Kansas, and I didn't know, I was unaware, I had to do some research as well. What the cutoff is total for me as a part-time officer would be 999 hours per year, and it's calendar year, it's January to December. It doesn't give me a whole lot of time to be a good presence to your only difference between that and becoming a full-time officer, besides the academy training, is 1 hour. So if you wanted to hire me in a titular capacity as a full-time, I could still work anything from 1,000 hours up. It doesn't have to have a minimum, maximum. But that would enable me to be free if things get more busy or you need me more available on the lake and what have you. And what I'm throwing out to the council that you could discuss would be if you're willing to wait the 14 weeks it would take to train me in that full capacity, I would be happy to start out at a very low rate to make it worth your while and sign a contract so that I could come over. I get the education that I need to be a better officer for you, and then that would enable me not to be limited and restricted to that 999 hours, because that would be combined between here and Waubonsee County as a part-time employee for them. So throwing that out there also for whatever it's worth, so that you can discuss that as well.
Okay, so then if we gave you that time and paid for your academy service, then you would I did that out there. They sent me to LPN school and I signed up for 2 years.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So.
and like I said, I'd be happy to take a cut in pay to make that worth your while, because for me, I can take that certificate at any point when the contract's over, and it makes me a more viable option to helpful. But I have no intentions. County here that I work with, and I love your city. I'm a homebody. I would be committed to be here for an indefinite period of time.
What's the
However
cost of
long you
the,
guys want me, I'll be working with you.
what's the cost of the academy?
The cost academy is just you're paying me as your employee. The rest is subsidized by state and funding programs, so you're not really paying for the academy, but you're paying for my time while I'm there, which works out to a roughly 40-hour week for 14 weeks. So it's it's an up thing for you, but it's an investment. And I can't just sign up and go and pay out of pocket. It has to be through an agency. So that's why.
If I come up with any questions for you between now and then, can I call you?
Absolutely, I will, Dolly has my contact information. All of you guys are welcome to have my cell phone, email address.
I hope it's what's here on your resume.
Oh, yes, if you're looking at my resume, that would be the appropriate, yes. Yep, absolutely. And I will get back, I guess, Dolly, I'll get back to you after my meeting on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
You bet. Okay, Stephanie, do you have anything to report or anything from?
Yes, really quick. So I will be gone at the next meeting. We'll be taking a trip to New Mexico to see my husband's family, just FYI. Carrie's gonna fill in for me, but on the next agenda is going to be the amended budget. So it's not the best time for me to be gone. I apologize ahead of time, but it should be fairly easy. Into the budget, the sales tax basically, because we only had authority to spend like 7,500 of sales tax. And so since we spent that on sidewalks, we have to amend that. And then we're also going to amend the lake budget, which I'll send to everybody. You guys can look at it if you want. So that will be on the next agenda.
What are we amending on the lake budget?
So we spent, or we were authorized, let's see, we authorized 133,000 and she's reducing it to 148,000. So we were somewhere in between. So she's just making that slight adjustment because we're ending the year with like, I don't know, 48,000 something, over 48,000, which is quite a bit left. So
Because we didn't.
rather than making the adjustment from the, general fund or anything like that, we're just gonna bump up. Since we already have to amend the budget for sales tax, nothing to amend the budget for, we might as well. So
Do you remember offhand how much that wall was that we were supposed to have also?
Like 60?
I thought it was 30.
altogether, but I think you guys just
14.
approved one part of it.
Which was 12 to 16.
See, I thought it was more
I
like
think
30,
it,
but
I
maybe
thought
it
I thought
was.
16.
20
Was
like
it?
that. I thought it was 20.
I'll have, I
Okay.
can look and I can send you guys an email and let you know. But I don't remember right off.
What I was trying to get, the magic number I wanted is if you subtracted the wall that we thought we were going to pay for, what kind of money was left over after that?
Gotcha.
Because I'm still looking at burying water lines.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah,
there's
we
two
can
different
work on
people
that.
giving me a quote on what that might cost. Two different people haven't gone out there and looked.
Gotcha.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but other than that,
I was asking them about burying them in the park, too. If they show up.
I'm not the park guy anymore. You took it from me, remember?
But if you're going to run into them, do a solid.
okay, Annie, you're not here, are you? I don't think so. All right, Sally?
Okay, I got a few things. First off, I've already talked to these guys, but I'll show you. These are what the beaver's doing out at the lake.
And whose property is that?
That's on Boozer's property down on the shoreline. They are putting wire around the trees as we speak. So they were just concerned about it, and everybody else. I could let him know, get him my email so others could send me pictures or email me so I can go out and take pictures if need to be.
And I had asked Stephanie to put something out again, looking for somebody to trap, eliminate, relocate.
Relocate them.
Well, I'm kind of like, yeah, if they're gonna, I want it to be live trapping and relocate. I don't like things being drowned.
No, that's not exciting.
I don't know that they get drowned.
I heard that they did. I
Well,
thought
they
it was
break their neck
terrible.
and kill them instantly.
Like I said, I've got beaver out there. If you can't kill them right away and you know they're dead, then I think if you're not there to kill them, I don't think we should do that to God's creatures. But you know, I believe in hunting, but I also believe somebody with a good shot to do it.
A good shot just because they're in a cage.
Well,
It's
yeah,
still a good
I mean,
shot.
at least it would be fast. I don't want anything drowned. I think that's horrible.
We do have a duck running loose in town. Still haven't found it. It's a fast duck.
Has he been sighted?
He's laughing at me.
Yeah, I know. Has it been sighted?
It was sighted over here by the Catholic Church. Then last night I heard it's over on that side of town, but I haven't
We
spotted
have
it.
12,000 wild cats in this town.
Yeah, I'm surprised the cat. or
I can't
duck is
believe
still
it.
And a
alive.
duck with clipped wings is still
No,
alive.
the wings have grown back out. They're not clipped.
She didn't get him.
We didn't get him clipped. He got away. So, also,
Yeah. Yes.
this one ain't too mean. She's just,
Well, Kessler might have their way with it also.
so if it's spotted, let me know. I mean, I think I put enough hours in walking around town looking for it.
I'll let you know.
And that, so,
You
as you
smell
know, the
hickory
little girl's
burning
a little
from it.
upset about it going.
It's a pet.
It's a pet.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
It's a
Animal.
Therapy.
therapy animal. Thank you.
It's a therapy animal.
Yeah, right.
No,
No,
it is.
no.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, for both
Okay.
kids.
Another thing is, I told a resident to put up tarp around their fence because I literally caught somebody tormenting their dogs, and it's caused an issue.
So the neighbor's
Barking and
spat?
Mhm.
Good grief.
So I have talked to a few of the other neighbors. They have said it has quieted the dogs down and there hasn't been much of an issue.
I suppose the tarp is cheaper than a privacy fence
Oh, yeah.
for that yard. Yeah.
I mean, the fence is already there.
Is the tarp on his fencing or,
Yes. It is on his fencing.
and his fencing is on his property, or is there a question about
According
that?
to Mike, it is.
Okay. Then I don't think.
I mean, this issue's been brought up before. Mike says it was settled. You guys talked about it. It was okay. If they had a fence issue, they had to get a survey and fight amongst each other.
Okay.
Is what I was told. So, you wanted to
I-
express your opinion.
Yes, I have a question about that. I heard what you said. So if I did put the fence up, do I have to pay for the survey? Or just the person that?
Help me out here. Are you the owner of the dog?
No,
No,
the other.
I'm the neighbor.
Are you on the
I'm the
Okay.
neighbor that
fence? Okay.
I believe is on the line. I was told, when he put it up, I was in California. I was told that he was, which I haven't seen the minutes, I'm gonna ask for him for that time. But I was told that he was to do an easement. He was given permission to put the fence up, but was making an easement. And I don't believe there's an easement.
Well, I'm not very I don't know. Let's let our lawyer handle this.
Yeah, Todd, if there's a dispute, kind of a disagreement on where the fence is at, and also if somebody was going to question whether that fence was supposed to be there, who pays for the surveyor? Do they both share in that cost, or is it the complaining party?
Talking about this fence doesn't adjoin city
No,
right away or public property?
no, it's
No.
neighboring properties. It's like neighboring lots.
Property,
Nothing to do with
It's not the city's property.
It's neighbor to neighbor.
private landowners, I honestly do not know any statute that requires anybody to pay for a survey. I mean, it's basically, a trespass, a fence. I mean, this fence was built recently, right? Like in the past couple of,
No, last 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Couple
It
years
was a
ago.
Two
few
years
years.
ago was
It-
the fence built,
It was
wasn't it?
more
No,
than that.
no.
It's been longer than that
My mother
because
passed away in 17.
So,
I was gonna say I wasn't
okay.
I wasn't here
You
yet.
weren't here.
I looked at the permit, like
Oh, that's right. it was-
16 or 17 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So can they go to the Register of Deeds and get that information?
well, they could get, I'd imagine they could get record or something to the effect of what the measurements are. Obviously don't know where this is at, where it's located, whether it's a city lot, because those have specific dimensions, or it's a larger lot that may be what we call a meets and bounds description that would state certain, calls and feet and direction. So you could start there and try to get as close as you can to figuring out where that property line is. Ultimately, there really is a requirement of survey that I know of to assert a claim of trespass if you are, you have a good faith belief and a factual basis for saying that that is on your property. So no problem necessarily in examining it. I mean, for a person to examine the lot line, get a good feel for it, and then say trespassing. I'm giving you notice that I'm going to sue you for trespass and go forward with it. Ultimately, the court may order a survey, but that's not necessarily required in the first instance.
But basically what you're saying, this is in between neighbors, right? Not city and neighbors?
Sorry, what?
So we're just saying that they have to settle it between themselves, not, the city doesn't have anything say in it?
No, it's a civil. It's a civil matter between two adjoining landowners.
Okay.
So you two got to do it, okay?
I would go to the county and ask them at the Register of Deeds, see what they have to
The
tell you.
lines.
You might get some answers there that'll settle it right then.
You might have
You might not.
They might
I
have a
have
survey.
trees alongside of my yard, and his fence is right there. So I know there's no easement.
I wouldn't base it off of that.
No?
I would not.
Okay.
I think you need to get something factual in black and white.
Oh, no, I realize that. I'm just saying that's why I feel I'm able to complain about it. 'Cause my trees are right there. If I was to put a fence up, there's no way I could put a fence up.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Thank you.
Okay. I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Sally. Purchase requests or work orders?
I just wanted, since we voted to buy Christmas decorations last meeting, we did buy garland,
Yes,
which should be here when?
like Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday,
Garland and those.
which I think is the day we're all planning to meet and put it up.
Wednesday, it might be a little breezy Wednesday.
We
I
understand
don't know if
that.
you know that. Just a little.
Is
We're
it-
troopers.
I don't
It's
think
just
you
garland,
are.
so it's just draping around. It's not like we're gonna be on a ladder putting it, because we don't have lights for that, because we have no electricity. These are battery operated
Mhm.
garland.
Okay, great.
Fortunately, it won't be very cold, just windy. 50-mile-an-hour wind.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys will
blow your garland
wire it
away.
down good.
Yeah, well, that's
It'll
true.
be a test.
That'll be a good
You'll
test.
know,
Sure
yeah,
will.
you'll get it really secured. I'll send Jeremiah out. He can help. He's coming out to visit. Maybe they'd like to help put up Christmas.
We could end up doing it Friday, who knows, but that was the day mentioned in our group text.
If he's around, I'll send him up. Him and Caitlin. And I'll keep the
Pictures out
kids.
to the party.
Yeah, no.
Well, no, actually, Harlow would probably want to help. Okay, thank you. New city business, 325 East Twin Hills Drive dock transfer request. Nadella to Chris.
So this is just a standard transfer.
It
They
says
have their
docks.
Yes. Yes, they do. And then their survey
Did
is
you
the
look at
one
it?
after.
No.
No, I don't send her the transfers typically. Do you guys want me to? I mean,
Oh, I just thought she was looking at all the transfers because I thought she was making sure they were in compliance before they transferred, like the measurement. Like, so that's just me.
no.
It wasn't
typ-
just you.
Okay.
I assumed that also,
Oh,
but I think it was
gotcha.
all assumed and not spoken.
Okay, yeah,
So-
no. Transfers have always just been from typically whoever owns the property requests a transfer to the new people. It's, yeah, more so I can change it in my Excel spreadsheet so I know who to bill. That's how I view transfers, but
Well, along with the survey, I think it makes sense for us to have Sally go out, weather permitting and whatnot.
okay.
I think it would be a great idea. I mean, our goal here is to gather as much intel as we possibly can about all this. That's why Sally has the job she has. And doing a fine job of it, I might add.
I don't know. I'll move to approve pending Sally.
We'll get your walking shoes on there. Transfer, Sally.
That's okay.
And a stocking hat.
I got plenty of them.
50-mile-an-hour one. Might
I
have to get
got
one
one
of
with
them
the light on.
tie underneath your big old balls.
Yeah.
Is there a holdup versus 2 dock transfer versus 1 dock transfer?
No, I
And
thought
if there's not, then what's the
It's
holdup?
not in the ordinance
just to
or
make sure
anything
that the
to do
docks
it.
are in compliance.
We haven't done that before.
But we thought that that's what was happening the whole entire time.
What do you mean in compliance?
Like it's not oversized, they haven't.
Added.
Well,
a
if it is
structure on top
oversized
of it.
though,
They,
I mean, oversized docks transfer.
What we mean is what's on your paperwork
Gotcha.
is an 8x8 flat thing. And then when she gets out there, it's
It's a,
25 by 30
I
and
gotcha.
4 stories. And, you know,
Yeah.
we got a hot tub up there and
Yeah.
you know, neon lights and gambling and all that.
Gotcha.
does this have any structures with it?
I don't think so.
When she's doing that, I need to add something. I did go check on that tree, guys. It was on our property. It was dead. So I told her to cut it down.
Add a girl.
Okay.
You know what she's talking about?
Mhm.
Okay. I thought you said, what?
I said, oh, again.
Well, in the ravine, there's a lot of ours that are dead. She had one that just missed her house. Good thing the wind blew it that way.
Really?
Yep, or
So I guess I still move that. What?
There are 2 docks and 1 structure. What the structure is, I do not know.
So there is a structure there with that, Sally, to look at.
People transfer structures.
I was gonna say,
We
because
do.
they're not asking to transfer the structure.
But we do because it's like okay, how I've always viewed it since I've come on is that most people say like we want a dock transfer and that just means whatever they have that's in our spreadsheet gets transferred to the new owners, or else you're going to sit in limbo and you're like, they're not going to get billed what the previous person was getting billed. Do you know what I mean? So it's just kind of everything gets transferred.
Todd, can you hear what we're discussing?
I can hear it. I mean, you're just talking about structures right now.
Yeah, my concern was if people have two docks and a structure, when we transfer the docks, does that automatically bind the new owner to pay for all three?
Well, assuming that, I think what the ordinance that you passed said is they have to inventory those, so on a transfer. So they should have something that says,
They don't, so.
is that wrong?
No, they
No,
just,
that's not, they just didn't say that,
they
so.
just said dock transfers and no, they didn't say anything about a shed. And but the shed is on the billing that Stephanie sends out, but they didn't put it on what they requested. So it sounds like they need to, submit a new request.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that, yeah, the transfers of those, I think the idea is to have it, inventoried at this time as to who claims it. So, that would be helpful.
Okay, maybe we should table this till next week then, or
No,
next meeting.
I'm okay with I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, I think you have them refile and list the structure on there. That'll give her an opportunity to get out there and see what your question is on the docks. And then by that time, you can you'll have the answer.
For the next meeting.
Okay, so to make Stephanie and I both understand, when she has these transfers, you want me to go out and do the measurements and everything before it comes on the council.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
And if they have other structures, like for example, let's say they're saying that they have a gazebo that they're transferring over, but you notice that behind the gazebo is one of them little build it yourself sheds and whatever else, make sure that that's the only structure that's on there, and
Okay.
you're not paying one structure fee, even though they have 3 or 4 structures out there. Because I think we know that there's a couple properties out there that are that way. Some of them intentionally, some of them not. But this is how we're going to weed it out.
Okay. All right.
And
That
going
way we're all
forward,
on the same page.
when people do transfer,
Yep, we'll be
ask
more
them to list.
thorough about it.
They don't have to pay any extra money for transferring extra items. We
Right.
just want a log. We want to have it all detailed.
Yeah, I have a question. I know that you require house numbers on the docks. Do you require that on structures also?
We do not. I don't see a reason right now. I don't think we've ever thought about that.
You mean so that if it looks like it could be either or house, that it would have
So
the
Sally
cabin's
could
number.
identify whose
That's
structure
not a
is
bad
that.
idea because some of those properties go at an angle
Sure.
and it's kind of hard to determine.
How are you gonna put it like on a rock fire pit?
That's where I was going to go.
Well, yeah. But
But that's structure.
A
yeah,
concrete pad that's flush
That's a
with
structure.
or even below the grass level.
I think more like the
Steps down
steps.
to our structure.
Where do you draw that line?
Yeah, where do you get?
Right now, I'm drawing it at docks. Until it becomes a problem. If it ain't broke, you're not going to try to fix it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to go out and label your shed, put your cabin number on it.
Well, that's not my shed.
now, if you want to go out and
Don't
put your
neighbor's number on
that's
it.
what I was gonna say. If you can put your neighbor's number on your shed, that's between you and your neighbor. You're gonna have other people run into the county.
Then Ryan will be calling me.
All right, then, do you have your assignment, Sally?
Yep, I got it.
All right, thank you. You've got your directions,
Yes.
Stephanie.
Okay.
All right, other continuing council business, bait shop, credit card sales. I think, Kim, you were mentioning this at the last meeting.
This is just your guys' FYI. This is what she turned in. Just kind of wanted approval to write her a check and that for tomorrow.
In the past, we've done it, we've just
Yes.
paid it, but we thought we'd bring it to the council first just to make you aware of it.
Yep.
Do you have any questions about that?
this is that payment for, I'm not tracking here.
The credit card sales, so anytime anyone used a credit card for boating, camping, fishing, or any city permits, like at Dave's, we paid the 3% of those credit card sales. Like we paid for that, reimbursed. So, and it was,
You mean the convenience fee? Who's getting paid this?
the bait shop owner, or not the bait shop owner.
Deb is getting paid this.
Yeah,
Todd.
the contractor.
Deb is?
Yes.
Yeah, this is for credit card.
Okay, well, you guys, how much you getting paid on the $6,000?
$907.
Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have, that's the question, I'm gonna have to have an executive session. Attorney-client privilege. Maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I don't know. But, I'm not gonna tell you right now why I have to do this, but
I'll second.
10 minutes, attorney-client.
Well, I was gonna say, do you wanna do that now? Business out of the way, and then people can go or stay if they want to. Or,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea, Dolly. We can wait till we
yeah,
hash out
Todd,
the
we'll
next
do
two.
that in a minute, okay?
Who's the CMB license for?
That is for Dolly, so Eskridge Market and
I move to approve.
DRB
second.
Express. And
No.
Upland.
Spoil.
Oh, okay. And there was a second, all in favor? Justin? Justin, is your hand up in the air?
yeah,
Thank you.
Like you just don't care.
Okay, you guys wanted to talk about a Christmas dinner, and so what discussion you want to have on that? I had suggested that we would go back and forth between the lake and Eskridge, but if you want to start that this year and just start with Eskridge, and it was just my idea of supporting the different businesses. I have no problems going to Becky. I like her appetizers, so I think you should consider it in the future to support both businesses. And then if you decide that you want to have a dinner, just let Becky know. And she would like at least about 10 days to 2 weeks notice so she can get steaks and order the things that you might want.
So the dinner is absolutely not on the 15th. Okay.
If she could squeeze it in, you could try that. When is the 15th? That's a
She
week.
came in and she
Yeah.
was
Wednesday,
asking.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah,
going.
she was going
And
sometime.
I don't know.
I was out
I
of
don't know
town.
what all happened.
What's going on?
No, it was-
Wait, that's it.
I don't know. I really don't. Can she do it on the 15th still?
she wanted
That's
to.
only 2 days away.
Right.
yeah, I won't be able to be there. I'm gonna have Jeremiah at the house. So you guys can do what you want to do.
I guess if we have to push it off till January.
Give Becky a call and ask her what's as soon as she can do it.
I'm messaging her right now.
Tell her it's your idea, because I told her we'd give her some time. I don't want her to get one at me.
I can't make it on the 15th anymore for,
Neither can I. Jeremiah's gonna be out, and then they're going back to Japan, so I will be with him. I don't know about Annie.
Annie was a yes for the 15th. I think the only one that didn't respond was Brad.
I will not be there.
So that's Brad and Justin won't be there and I won't be there. So why don't you guys pick a different date? Maybe we can all get there. It could be like a almost New Year's Eve party. Let's see, December. You've got the 20th and the 27th. There's 2 weeks left in December. Do you wanna, Stephanie, check with Becky and see if there's a couple different dates and then get back with you on an email?
I think the 21st and the 15th were the dates that worked the best for Becky.
Tuesday, and, yeah, okay. 21st. I'm clear for the 21st. Justin, would you be able to be there the 21st?
I think so. I haven't been told how long I'm on lockdown, but yeah, I think the 21st should be.
Okay. Well, that's a start. Thank you.
I'll ask Becky and I'll be in touch with you guys.
Okay.
I moved to 4, or still
Yeah,
second
do the, huh?
Tim's move for executive session to non-elected personnel.
All right, Todd, we're moving into executive session, so all in favor of executive session for 10 minutes?
Yeah, privilege.
And Justin?
Attorney-client.
Yeah. Attorney.
Okay. 10 minutes starts in like
A little bit.